you're getting a C8 Corvette, there are only two colors that make sense to put on your C8 Corvette. And those colors are black or white. They're the only colors that make sense. All right. And let me explain why. All right. White is pretty much all of the colors combined, and it reflects light, radiates energy, and it represents expansion. And then black absorbs all light. It's power condensed. Okay? Power condensed. And together, they represent the full spectrum, total expression and total control. So when you look at a white Corvette, it shines. It, like, when there's light on it, it beams in the daytime. When you look at a black Corvette, it absorbs all light and it bends light so differently that the Corvette, my Corvette, literally people say, and I say first the black Corvette would probably be better if it's shiny, or the matte black can work, but it has to be like the gloss black. All right, it bends light so differently. People always ask me, yo, what is that? And then there's literally a Corvette next to mine that's like red or blue or yellow. All right, it looks kind of cool, right? But then they look at me and they're like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like, yo, what is that? And it's because the way the light bends on it, it literally looks like it has curves that are not on all other Corvettes. And I know there's gonna be people in the comments who are like, oh, like, but is it a Z06, or like, oh, is it a this or that? Bro, and people are gonna argue with me. You could argue with me about this too, but the Z06 looks the same. I don't care if you get a wide body or whatever. I don't care. All the Corvettes, they look the same, bro. They look the same. But if it's black or white, it does look different. It looks different. And if you haven't seen all the colors, then you don't know what you're talking about. You really don't know what you're talking about. If you haven't seen a Z06, you still don't know what you're talking about. The only Corvette of the newer era, okay? Like the coupes look pretty different from the convertibles because of the way that the back works. There's like the window pane that you can see the engine on the coupes, and then on the convertibles like mine, there's two pillars where you can't see the engine, and it has more of a sexy look in the back, in my opinion. All right, pause. Play. No, I'm just kidding. But it has more of a sexy look, right? But the only Corvette that really looks different that I would even go for is the ZR1, and I'm gonna get the ZR1 next. All right. Unfortunately, when I got this one a while back, I didn't know the ZR1 was even freaking coming out, but I would have just got the ZR1 instead. But I would have had to wait because it would have been a long time. But anyways, I'm gonna get the ZR1 next. But that looks different. That looks like a Ferrari F8, right? With the little scoop in the front, or not an F8, a Pista. It looks like a 488 Pista, Ferrari 48 Pista. So that Corvette looks different. The ZR1, or the Z06, the other C8s, the Stingray, blah blah blah, whatever. They all look the freaking same, and that's coming from, like, I'm not a supercar person. All right, I'm not a supercar person. But for most people who are not supercar people, who like to just look at cool cars, the reason you're gonna get a C8 is because it's a cool looking car, right? And it's fast. You like that? It's cool looking and it's fast. That's the most basic reason. Most people are gonna get it. Other people are gonna be like, oh, the V8 and the fucking the twin blah 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 blah. And you can argue in the comments, because you're gonna keep arguing in that about, like, in other videos too. And in my other video, people were talking like, oh, well, my Camaro, or not even my Camaro, my Lexus. I was like, bro, shut up, bro. Like, your Lexus is a V6. Like, what are you doing right now? It goes 0 to 60 like 3.5 or some shit. Like, this is 2.9. 2.9. All right. So unless your car is like crazy, like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you really can't compare it to a C8. But yeah, the C8 is depreciating, so more people can get it. But do you have the C8? What color is your C8? I don't want to see those people in the comments who are just like people in their mom's basement typing up, oh, like, well, the C8 this or the C8 that. Where's your C8, bro? Or where's your Ferrari? Where's your Lamborghini? Or whatever. All right. But anyways, the only two colors that you should be getting are black or white. So every other color, they filter light. So red, blue, yellow, they filter light and they mute the car's design. So they make it about the color and not about the shape of the car, which is what this car is supposed to be. The first Corvette design prior to the 2020 change, where we went from front engine to mid engine, the first design I didn't like it. I never was a Corvette guy ever. Like I remember one of my bosses was like, "Oh, I have a Corvette," and I was like, "Oh, I have a Camaro." My Camaro was like pretty nice looking. All right, but I didn't like the Corvettes, and I wanted to like the Corvettes because they were powerful, right? And they were a sign of wealth, right? But I really didn't like the Corvettes. But now with this mid-engine design, we're supposed to be competing with the Ferrari. We're supposed to be competing with the Lamborghini, a Pagani, in terms of appeal. I'm not talking about, like performance, like shut up, all right? Before you go typing in the comments, shut the fuck up, all right? We're talking about in appeal. And that's what I got the car for, is for the appeal. That's what I get these cars for, is for the appeal, all right? But it mutes the cars, like the shape, bro, like. But black and white make the car look like pure energy in form. The light bends and it dances off of the car, literally dances off of the car. And I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't, like even on film, like when you capture it on video, you can't capture what it looks like with your eyes when you see it in person. On video, it's like, oh, okay, cool, it looks like a really cool car. But when people see my car, I park at restaurants, I park at gas stations, I park at grocery stores. In most cities, people will, their jaws drop. When I pass by people on the sidewalk, their heads turn so hard. I've been stopped by police 3 times for no reason. Maybe because I don't know. But anyways, for no reason, they just pull up behind me and then they stop me. I'm literally going the same speed as everybody else. And then we start talking about the car. I'm like, bro, what the heck? What the heck? You're giving me a heart attack. But it's because of the color of the car. It's black, I'm telling you. And then the white cars look crazy too. My buddy got the white one, and I was trying to decide between the white and the black because they both refract and reflect light like completely different than all of the other colors. Okay. And then black and white, it's also like a masculine and feminine type of thing, a yin and yang, the creation and void. So like white is like the creation, and the black is like the void. So I'm telling you, the C8 is a symbol of balance between power and grace, and that's the reason that you get a C8, all right? That's why these two colors, they carry the most presence. So if you're going to drive something that already looks like the future, it deserves colors that match the energy. It deserves color that matches the energy of life itself, okay? Black or white, and nothing else. They're the only 2 colors that make sense.